Start recording.
Woohoo.
Oh, damn.
Podcast.
Oh, damn.
Yay.
OMGodcast number 14, motherfucker!
Shit.
I should, like, one of these weeks do a low voice instead of going up squeaky high.
Oh,
But
yeah.
that's the fun
Yeah, it's
voice.
fine.
Ah.
You'd think after 14 weeks I'd switch it up, but nope. That's too much
Wait.
work.
We're consistent, bitches.
Are we live now?
We are live now.
Yes, we are. Thank you for asking.
Oh, not yet. You don't get to see
No.
what game we're playing yet. There we go. I'm still getting used to my my hotkeys.
I am
for switching
getting an
between scenes.
advertisement.
I'm getting nothing. Oh,
The
shit.
OMGodcast brought to you by the Blue Screen Boys.
Oh, damn.
It's been a while. It's been a couple
Oh, that
weeks.
YouTube channel.
It has.
Oh,
We're a
shit.
little
For
behind.
some reason, I just couldn't hear you guys. I don't know why. That was
That's
really,
fine.
really strange.
Audacity, because it does shit with weird things, and it does it to me.
It does shit with weird things all the time.
Does shit with
It
weird
does.
things.
Like, that is the best way to explain it.
That's,
Okay, yeah.
you're not wrong.
I couldn't
Audacity is a
fucking hear
little
you
weird.
guys for about 30 seconds. It was
Could-
really strange.
When
Can
it
you
does
hear me
it to
now?
I have to mute it and unmute it, and then it works.
Yeah, I can hear you guys now, but it
Good.
was just
But
really
Audacity
weird.
is just like, fuck you, I do what I want. And I'm like, no.
Basically, yeah.
No.
Oh dear, no.
Ah, shit, dude.
Oh lordy.
So, have you guys played Metal Gear Solid 5 yet?
That was the worst thing ever, Carl.
I was asking a question.
Stop it.
That was not the worst thing ever. Actually, that was a good
I was
way to start.
asking a
Alch.
fucking question.
You know, for once, Carl did something right.
But we weren't ready.
I was ready.
don't care.
We were
I
ready.
wasn't.
No, you wanted to
Wait,
keep going with that stupid intro that we're continuing on right now
No,
that we're
I
not
wanted
talking
to
about
get
anything?
to things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're getting to things.
So did you guys play Metal Gear Solid 5 yet?
No.
I should have gone out.
I had zero interest for that game.
I haven't seen any gameplay of it, nor do I own a PS4
You
or
have
an Xbox
nothing
One.
that can play it.
Nope, I
You have nothing that can play anything.
I have the newest generation of console that I have is a Wii, and yeah, basically that. Haven't played any new generation consoles at all.
What's the news with this?
That there is a save deleting bug.
Oh.
And
That's
that
kind of-
is
that's good.
not good.
It's
kind of bug is
basically
it?
like a termite for saves.
They want
I
to
was
make
gonna
sure
ask.
that people know that they like it while they're playing it, so they make them play it a lot. You know, they get to a point, they save it, they're like, you know, I'm gonna go to work tomorrow and then come back and I'm gonna start off from where I was, and they're like, nope, let's make sure you liked that intro cutscene.
Well, that's the weird thing about it. It's not just like a game. Like it's yeah. I can't talk right now. But it's not like just the game deleting your save. It's a very specific bug. That's just if you take one of your companions with you on two certain missions, it just deletes your save.
Wow, wait, it's that specific? That's weird.
Yes, it is that specific. I don't know how they didn't catch it. It just happened.
I just watched the video on it a couple minutes ago. It's pretty strange, yeah. Was it mission 29 and 42? I think it said that you couldn't bring your partner on, otherwise it just deletes the entire save file.
Oh god, that's rough.
Yeah.
Can you
That
back
seems
it up?
very
I don't know
far
how-
into the game.
Can you copy your save file?
I don't know.
That's a
I
good
don't play
question.
the game.
If
I mean,
you're on
that's like-
PS4, you're shit out of luck. Period. You can't do anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Ow.
I don't know because it's PS4. I don't know.
It affects all platforms, whether that be Xbox One, PS4, or PS3, Xbox 360, or PC.
Damn.
How did
And they
something
didn't-
like this slip to QA?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, they didn't
Don't-
catch this
I don't know.
immediately.
Yeah, that
For that-
seems fairly easy to replicate. That's
For that to be that
Questionable,
specific, for them to find it, I don't know exactly if that was slipping through QA.
yeah, it's specific, but also like two missions where you bring a companion. Like they didn't play those missions with a companion at any point.
Well, I don't know how it's supposed to react to like how it deletes the save. Like if it's just when it tries to overwrite it, and
Yeah.
it just says "fuck," I just can't. or if it's just like
I
as
just-
soon as you
I just-
pick
I
the
just-
mission, it's just like no.
I didn't
I just-
study for this, man. I don't know how to do
just-
this.
I'm not
I
ready.
just can't even. No.
I didn't prepare. I didn't bring a pencil. I brought a pen.
It's a bad day in college, man. Yeah, but I brought a number 1 pencil to the SAT instead of number 2. I'm fucked.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
you
There's a
shit.
midterm today.
Oh, don't even. I did that way too
Yep.
much in college.
I've done that a few times. It's not fun.
I've literally walked in and been like, I haven't been to this class in a few weeks. Like, I should go just to see what's going on with, like, what we're learning. Oh, there's a midterm today?
Yeah.
Oops.
I had a professor that had 3 midterms during the course of the class.
Yeah, they split it up so the grades wouldn't be as big for one
Ew.
midterm.
But I was just saying, like, a midterm, like, doesn't that just mean middle of the term? Like,
Yeah.
why? How do you even have
Technically,
3?
yeah.
You'd have to have a midterm, and then a midterm, and then another midterm. If that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I get it. I always thought that too, but also, like, I appreciated it because,
Oh yeah, it doesn't make one so bad.
yeah, especially the person I was sleeping through all my classes, like, if I missed one midterm, it wasn't going to end me. Like, I did that too much.
That's not good.
Look, man, I have a 40-hour-a-week job now. Everything's fine.
That
Yeah.
has nothing to do with the degree you got.
Well, it sort of does.
Yeah.
Music related.
Well, more so that he got a 4-year degree than anything.
At least you
There's
got the
there's a
degree.
4 there. There's a 4.
Sorry, I wanted that little buddy, and now he's
Well,
gone.
he's gone now.
He's-
You did a bad in your game.
yeah.
Oh.
Oh my. Well, yeah. Metal Gear. I've never been one to play those. I can't say much about those games, but
I've played Ground Zeroes. That's all I've played.
I've heard I've obviously very positive and very negative things about the game and games as a franchise, and
Metal Gear Rising.
the best argument that's come out of it to me is just like, just play games you like and don't play games that you don't like. That's really important.
The more you know.
But really,
I
So-
just see it as the timeline itself is confusing, and it's like, why would I want to try to piece that together?
well, yeah,
You know, it just seems like
Alch, we were
why
just
would you
talking
go
about Funhouse.
through
The
that
whole
much?
argument they make all the time, which I stand behind very much, is like, don't care about the story when it comes to playing games. Like, it's I'm not one to care at all about the story of a game.
Yeah, but for
and
that series, it's actually important.
I don't think
Mhm.
it is, though. I don't think that's the point.
I mean,
the
yeah,
way
it's
it's built,
pretty
it's
important.
No,
Well, I mean, there's this.
you're a
simple
normal dude
things.
fighting fucking supernatural, fucking super robot enemies and all this shit, and you're just supposed to
That's-
blow shit up because you're the American war hero. Like,
That's
Damn
one
right.
of the things that's like why you got to pay attention to that game.
hmm
In Metal Gear Solid 1, the Psycho Mantis fight, if you're not paying attention, you don't know that he's reading shit off your memory card.
hmm
And then that gives you a context clue
Yeah.
of he's looking at your shit.
that I had no idea that kind of stuff was in the game. That's awesome to me. Like, there's one thing where to make sure that someone's not reading your mind in the game, you have to switch your controller port.
Yeah.
Where it, like, who's the dude who makes it like that? That's a bad blanking on my mind right now.
The guy who does what?
The guy who makes it or wrote it or whatever.
Hideo Kojima.
Yeah, Kojima, where he's like so conscious about the way you play games that he's trying to make you remember that it's a video game, that like he's fucking with you outside of the game, that you have to unplug your controller and plug it into a different port to make sure that dude can't like read your mind and know exactly what you're gonna do.
Well, not only that, but the fact that they did that on a PS1,
Yeah,
like, that's fucking insane.
that's pretty crazy. That's early to come up with an idea like that and implement it successfully. I don't know. See,
Yeah.
like, there's cool shit about that game, and there's people, so many people complain about it, but it's like someone who hasn't played it, like, to me as an outsider, I'm just like, oh, that's a really cool fucking idea that I haven't heard in like any other franchise ever. Like, I've never heard people implementing that kind of stuff. And feel free to angrily comment at me on this video about games that have implemented that, but I don't know them, so.
I can't think of anything else either.
I just don't like the timeline. That's the only thing that puts me off to it, is because I don't want to have to play every game just to understand what's going on in 5.
If you,
it's like you
care about
to
story,
play, like,
it's
2
not
of
the
the
game
mobile
for you, because
ones.
the story doesn't make any goddamn sense at all.
It doesn't.
I don't think that's
apparently
the point.
It plays off of like 2 of the mobile games and not Snake Eater, Portable
Twin
Ops and
Portable.
whatever the hell else. But that actually matters to that game.
Yeah.
And
So if you
I'm not
played a
going
couple
out
of
my
these,
way.
if you played a couple of these and kind of had an idea of what Metal Gear Solid was about, and you played this one, you're saying that you'd be dead lost.
Probably, yeah. If you're trying to follow the story, you got to play everything. You can't.
Mhm.
I mean, that goes for anything. You can't skip a game in a franchise and expect to know what's going on, unless
for
it's
that
a
one,
side
it's-
game.
I mean,
You don't have to play
Unless it's a
everyone to
side
play.
game.
Like, if you want to play 5, you don't have to play every single one. It's just those the specific 3 that, like, 2 of them are mobile and one's one of the console ones.
Would you be able to kind of like piece it together though if you were just playing 5 by itself?
I have no clue. I've only played Ground Zeroes and I had no idea what the fuck was going on.
That's a tall order, though. When you're at the 5th game in a franchise, you should, as a game developer, you should be expecting that your audience will know at least some of the story. I don't think you can expect that they're not going to at that point.
yeah.
And that you
But
have to fill them in
no
on
issue-
enough that they can follow
you
the
don't-
story. I think
you don't get to the 5th game of a franchise without people playing it. You know what I mean?
I have an issue with
Also
it
true.
being
That
the
too.
5th game, but taking place like 15 years before the game before it. 15, 20 years? Like, that is just...
Well, I mean,
That
once
seems
you
dumb.
get to a point, you have to run out of ideas of how it progresses, and you have more idea about how it was in the past, right? About a
Yep.
story,
For that game, it
which
might
is
make
why
sense.
Zelda
I have
is
no
so
idea.
convoluted. I mean, Zelda.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with the Zelda timeline is just fucked,
I bring
dude.
that up, and also
Holy shit! I was trying to avoid it because I didn't
But
know
that
what to
game
say,
also-
but
it's not
They
supposed.
just put the timeline out just to shut people the fuck up.
Yeah,
Like,
that's also
it.
true.
Zelda's not supposed to be linear at all in any way, and even each game isn't supposed to have anything to do with any other game unless it directly references it. But like
The
no,
Zelda fans are crazy. So
yeah, it's Zelda fans, but that's not the developers. It's not the people who wrote the shit. So
well, yeah, I know.
the
but
fans don't
still.
matter. Like they're not the ones
People,
making the story.
people want it to be sequels, but the devs don't.
Yeah, Zelda
Unlike this, where
isn't
Metal Gear
sequels.
timeline actually exists. Like,
Yes.
it all like all of it comes together at some point.
Yay, Zelda.
Just like I know, like the most thing I know is that there's like 15 different snakes, and
there's a lot
like-
more than 15 different snakes.
I
not
don't know.
that snake, you douche.
So there was 3 different snakes.
I don't know. I know there's liquid snake. There's
Solid Snake.
naked snake.
Gas Snake.
Is Solid Snake actually one of them? I don't even.
He's
Yes.
the main one.
Mhm.
It's solid. No, he's not.
I got an
Technically.
Yeah, he is.
I haven't been in this cave.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he's
Technically
the
big.
main one.
No, Big Boss is, you dumbass.
What about Small Boss?
Small Boss? There is no Small Boss. There's Boss. I think. I don't
Yeah.
fucking... I'm talking on my ass pretty much. I just know that there's Big Boss and Solid Snake and Liquid Snake.
No
And
small
Gas Snake.
There is no Gas Snake.
And Plasma Snake. Yeah, you
There
have
is
to
no-
have all 4 states of matter.
Yeah.
They're not all for states of matter.
Ah, David, you learned so much from Joel, your physics teacher.
God damn it, Joel.
Fuck Joel.
No, you love Joel. He taught you things.
No, he didn't.
You paid him to teach you things.
No, that was in high school.
If only he could teach us about the 4th dimension.
I know all about the
Sorry,
4th dimension.
my mind is still in
Dimension.
Interstellar right now.
I'm a string theorist, so I understand all of it, so
Do you actually know
fine.
anything about string theory?
no.
Nope.
Because we're not going to talk about that right now, but that's really interesting.
We aren't talking about shit.
What about the string cheese theory?
I don't
Or
know.
the
a
string
whole lot
cheese
about it,
incident?
but
The string cheese theory is
The band?
fine.
No,
Yeah, the band.
We don't speak of the incident.
No, the string cheese incident, the band, they're
We
really
don't speak
good.
of the incident.
Hey. Okay.
That was an
may
incident,
have
but-
just killed a little birdie. Oh, I'm sorry.
You know, speaking of that, for bands, I heard a fucking new Matty Mullins song today, and oh my god, it was awful.
Oh, solo stuff? Dude, his solo stuff is bad.
It's so bad.
It's bad. Like, I can't even, I don't know.
At first, I was like, maybe they just think it's he's just solo, but it's going to be Memphis May Fire.
No.
It was solo.
No, he put out a solo album. Didn't you heard it?
No,
right?
he put out a new solo song
Yeah, I know.
off of a new album.
But you knew what it was supposed to be like.
Yeah, and it was bad. It was very bad. I'm sorry, Matty Mullins.
yeah.
If you ever see this, I like
Yeah,
your work
whatever.
in Memphis May Fire, but I don't like your solo. He's babe. It's very babe.
New Bringing the Horizons coming out this Friday. That's exciting.
Oh, that's
'Cause
cool.
They're a Columbia artist.
Has fucking Pierce the Veil ever said anything about their new album?
No, they're not doing anything.
Fucking assholes.
Yeah, they're not succumbing to your every will.
The Rise Twitter account, that was so funny.
Oh,
Yeah, why'd you say he was mad?
He was mad.
He was.
Whoever
I
runs that
mean,
account.
all right.
Oh
Rise
my
Records-
fucking
Salt.
god.
Rise Records is the king of. There's a dog.
Records
Rise
is-
Records is the master.
I'm gonna go shut him up. I'll be back.
Carl, Plex.
You gotta
You
announce
could have
it.
just you could have just left.
Don't do that.
Could have been professional about it.
Sorry!
And that just clipped.
No, it didn't.
So Rise Records is really big on rehashing songs and just reselling the same song over and over again. They have. I think it started with Hands Like Houses, unless I'm wrong with that, but they just have been making bands like write acoustic EPs based on the songs that they've put out recently.
Well, I don't think they forced them to do
Yeah,
it.
no.
I think Hands Like Houses wanted to do
Yeah,
it.
that's why I'm
And then they were
about
like,
to
we
say
can
it.
make money off of this.
Yeah.
We're going to rake it in.
Because it sounds like Hands Like Houses thing was actually good, and it sounds like they wanted to do that, and we're just doing it for fun. And they have a record label, so they were like, hey, we're gonna record this, and front our studio costs. And Rise Records was like, okay, and then sold the record. But then, they kept going with other bands, and it just sounded so forced. It was like. I mean, with Issues, it came out. It was like they're good musicians, so it wasn't terrible, but it was also just not that great. Like it was obviously way
Plus,
more
like, the
in
songs-
Hands Like Houses album.
They were cherry picked.
Yeah, it's but the point is, like Rise Records has just obviously been making bands put out acoustic records of songs they've already written just so they could sell the same thing over and over again. And it's not an unheard thing of record labels, so it's just really funny that on Twitter, whoever runs Rise Records Twitter was like defending the fact that bands are putting out the same song with an acoustic version or whatever this or that version of the song over and over again. It's just like you guys are just like so into that idea, and it's like working for a record label, I see it. It's like we have a million different Christmas albums. It's like, why do we need a different Christmas album from every single person who's ever made music? It's like, it's all the same Christmas songs. It's like the same 15 Christmas songs over and over again, but we need it from every single different artist. Like, they're just so strong on the rehashing, and they're trying to defend. It's like, you guys, like, know what you're doing. Like, you don't, like, you can just be quiet and let it go away.
But what
Especially
about all the
because I've never
Christmas
seen
albums?
them. Like, they never posted like that before, so I'm sure somebody was just pissed.
Yeah.
Like, it's always been about, like, hey, look at this band. Hey.
But you know what? I'm happy about that because I'm glad to know that a lot of people have been speaking out about that. My brother and I have been ripping on them about that for a while. It's just like, oh, look at Rise Records rehashing another fucking EP.
Just another fucking tangent off of that. Have you listened to the new band they just signed?
No, but
They are fucking horrible.
yeah, I'm sure they are. I'm not very hype about Rise Records anymore. They were good for a while. I'm pretty sure they're dead now.
Like, the past year and a half, has been not okay.
Once they lose Dance Gavin Dance and Paris, it's going to be over for them.
Pretty much.
But yeah, we should get back onto more general topics.
That was just a fun little...
Yeah. Because nobody cares about post-hardcore
That was
stuff.
our multi-genre fucking podcast.
My music.
Let's see.
Music I'm working on, and seriously, it's gonna be.
Shut up,
you guys
Zach.
are gonna come.
Everybody go to his SoundCloud. Check out his mixtape.
It's fire.
It's fire.
I mean, yes, go to my SoundCloud and check out my SoundCloud because it's fire. but the stuff I'm working on right now is so good.
So I know Zach's not gonna like this because he doesn't care. But they have pictures of Michael Fassbender and his assassin getup for the movie.
For Assassin's Creed.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it actually doesn't look that bad.
I was looking at the picture before.
Had no idea that there was going to be an Assassin's Creed movie until
it's been in the works for a little while.
I heard recently, I was reading the Reddits that Borderlands is going to have a movie, and I'm really excited about that, and I think it's really good timing with Mad Max coming out. Because Borderlands, like, Mad Max immediately, and I'll be honest, begrudgingly honest about this, but I haven't seen the first, 3 Mad Max movies? I
haven't either.
I need to go back and watch them.
They are very underwhelming.
Well, I know
them.
that Mad Max 3 is like where Battle Royale comes from, and that whole idea. I know that's the movie that it came from, but you know, like, I've never seen them. I don't know a whole lot. But Mad Max, like, you know, coming out recently, Fury Road, and I think it's really good time for a Borderlands movie. It just reminded me so much of Borderlands, and I'm really pumped about that. Like, it could suck, and I'm still just gonna go watch it. It would
probably end up sucking more than it would be good. Because I don't see how they could put that into a movie.
Them police sirens, though.
Ambulance.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Amber lamps.
You can't see how they would make Borderlands into a movie?
Yeah, no, first of all, Borderlands is already kind of a movie in a video game form. Although a lot of it was the adventure, a lot of the enjoyment. But I still think there's enough story there that if they just follow the story, I think they can get a good something out of it. I don't know. I've got high hopes, and I'm willing to have those hopes dashed. Like, I'm perfectly willing to accept the fact that it might be a shit movie, but I'm still gonna go see it. Like,
even if the movie's like, even if it's not that great, to me it's still gonna be good. Like, I just enjoy video game movies.
Do you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you? Wait. What video game movies have come out?
The Mortal Kombat ones
aren't Resident Evil. Okay,
just the
those?
first Mortal Kombat.
I liked both of them. They were fun to watch.
Annihilation is fucking shit. Even for those, that one is bad.
I'm not gonna watch a video game movie and be like, "Oh, this is going to be the fucking Titanic." I'm gonna watch a video game movie and be like, "Hey, there's some remnants to a video game that I played. This is kind of cool."
For a shit
the problem
movie,
is the
second one was a shit movie. The first
Forward-
was acceptable.
The
Forward
second
Unto
one
Dawn was good.
Annihilation.
Did you say Forward Unto Dawn?
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't really a movie.
What about Wreck-It Ralph?
What was
That's
it?
a video game movie.
It was a web series.
Wait,
technically.
Is Wreck-It Ralph technically a video game movie?
I would say so.
Wreck-It Ralph's not a video game movie.
The way
and
we're saying is a movie based off of an already established video game.
Well, Fix It Felix was the arcade game.
Okay, he's right. Yeah, Wreck-It Ralph was.
But that's not.
It's not.
I would still consider it a video game movie.
I think you
What
still
about
can.
Pixels?
I think you still have to. See, Pixels. Pixels is tough. Pixels is a video game movie in that sense where it's based off of video games, but it's also just about video games more than it is.
But they're not video games.
And also, they stole the idea from Futurama.
They're Alien, yeah.
Yeah, they stole that idea straight from Futurama.
I don't know how they got through that. I honestly don't. Well, that was a fucking rip.
Because the idea is not copyright. That's how anyone can make that movie.
Yeah, but
as long
when
as they
were
don't call
making
it
that
Pixels.
movie, they got the original Pixel short taken down.
Well,
that
because
movie is based on.
because they were just making copyright claims. That's a whole other story. That's why copyright claims are fucking bullshit, because they just took down anything with the word pixels in the title.
Well, I mean,
And
just like
that's
Candy Crush,
fucking
they fucking
bullshit. You should
copyrighted
not be
anything
able
with
to do that.
candy in it.
Yeah, that's also bullshit. That's complete bullshit. You can't. First of all, you can't do that by law. Like, that's not allowed. Because you don't have copyright on the word copyright. Like, you don't have. Like, I could copyright the word copyright, and then all copyright claims are copyrighted by me. And like, it's
like a smart move.
Copyright claim
like
ever.
you can't make copyright claims anymore because that's copyrighted by me, and you have to
If
license.
You make a copyright claim.
You have to
you're
license
paying me to make a copyright claim.
Exactly. You have to license the ability to make a copyright claim from me, and I'm
You'd be
demanding
so
way
rich.
too much for you.
I'm so confused. Jesus Christ.
How did you not follow that?
I'm retarded. You know that.
It's just too many
please.
words at once for Carl.
Yeah,
But,
basically.
Yeah, dude. The whole thing with pixels was just total BS.
Well, I would much rather see a video game movie come out than not come out. I would rather Borderlands come out and be like fucking Annihilation rather than it just not come out at all.
Well,
That depends.
Yeah.
I'm the one watching it, not you guys.
Specifically the Borderlands, and this is personal. This is an obviously personal opinion, because I'm about to say, like, I personally very much enjoyed Borderlands as a franchise, as two games, and I haven't played the others because they felt like extras to me. Like, I didn't really need them, but I probably will at some point. Even though you say don't.
The pre-sequel's really good.
If
I don't
you
know.
play the pre-sequel,
it hates everything.
See, the pre-sequel I don't want to play. I'm not into like story games that are based entirely off story. You know, like the whatever storytelling games. Telltale Games makes that. It's
like Metal
literally
Gear.
a story game. So
wait, you're talking about Tales of the Borderlands?
Oh, I am talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was thinking. No, pre-sequel is the one I will play. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tales of the Borderlands I probably won't.
Yeah, that's fine. It's not connected really to the.
Yeah. And they made a point of that because the Borderlands story is actually really important.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. Like, see, Borderlands, if that was a bad, if it will be a bad movie, it'll hurt me a little bit on the inside, and it might discourage me from playing Borderlands anymore because I really love Borderlands. I think it's hilarious as a game. I think it's really well written, and I think it's awesome. And if the movie sucks, I'll just be like, oh, god damn it. Like kind of ruined everything for me. Like, I don't know.
Well, the good thing for most video game movies now is I think Uwe Boll is done directing them, hopefully.
That German dude?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a pile of shit.
Yeah, I'm sure you could look at
video
the
game movies.
So you could
And
look
they were
at
really
the
bad.
article about Borderlands movie and the Assassin's Creed movie and find out who's directing them.
Like the Halo movie, which I still believe in.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, that's way more tentative than Borderlands and Assassin's Creed, though.
Hey, Steven Spielberg said it's very much still in development, and I trust Spielberg with my life.
I don't know, man. Spielberg's serious about his own movies, but
What movie?
wait, Halo.
Oh, dude, that's never coming out.
Yeah, I don't think it's coming
Yeah,
out.
how
When
many
it
times
comes
they tried
out,
to make a
I
Halo
want a
movie?
blowjob from each of you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
You remember
Deal.
the guy who directed District 9? Remember
Yeah.
how he was supposed to make a Halo movie in 2007?
Yeah, but District 9.
You remember
sucked.
how that didn't happen?
District 9 did not suck.
It was kind of sucky.
District 9 was good. I liked
District 9
it.
should have been better than it was. Which may be entitlement and demanding, but it should have been better than it was.
Yeah, I still liked it though. It was enjoyable.
Yeah.
No, but the guy who is directing the Assassin's Creed movie has directed a Macbeth with Michael Fassbender in it. That's coming out in December.
That's it?
Yeah,
All right.
basically. He's directed 2 shorts and another shit movie. But
That gives me really low hopes for that.
Yeah, but
A little bit,
Assassin's
yeah.
Creed is a lot easier to work with. As like just a different into a movie, it works.
Although, actually bringing that up, if he's directed Macbeth, he might have some good things to do. It's just he hasn't proven himself on a movie basis. So I don't want to assume too much.
Mm-hmm.
I assumed too much initially by that statement, but it's like if you told me he directed 15 movies now that were like, none of them had to be like anything successful, but they were just movies at some point, then that's more.
But I mean, that can also like everybody likes Joss Whedon. I don't.
What
really
he
enjoy
direct?
him.
There's
The Avengers.
There's a reason for but he's directed other shit too, and there's it's not.
I'm just saying that's the big one,
like
and I hated the Avengers. It was so bad.
But Avengers is not why people like Joss Whedon.
They like him for Firefly and Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel.
Yeah,
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Which
Buffy
like, can't say are anything less than good, at least. The very
that
minimum.
I remember. I haven't watched those shows in like 15 years.
He also wrote Toy Story, Joss Whedon, or he helped write it, but still, his mind was in that screenplay.
That's the dude doing the Assassin's Creed?
Joss
No.
Whedon? Nah.
No. See, then I might put more faith in Assassin's Creed, but with this rando, I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I mean, this is gonna sound like very random complaining, but I do not like where the hidden blades are placed on his character.
Yeah, that's awful complaining.
Where are they? I don't know where they're
They're
placed.
not like on the inside of his arm where they should be.
What?
Because
But
the way
that's like
in Assassin's Creed, there's a point to it. Like fucking the Crusade times for the assassins, they had to cut off their left ring finger, and then that would let the hidden blade come out.
Yeah.
On that side of the wrist. There's a point to it.
Yeah.
But then they stopped doing it. But
Yeah,
those just look like they look
that's-
like they're more on the side of his arm instead of on the back.
I'm like the what? No, dude, that's like. First of all, Assassin's Creed didn't come up with the idea for the fucking wrist blade. Like, that was already a thing. It's supposed to come out from the bottom of your wrist, so you flick your wrist open like fucking Spider-Man, and all of a sudden there's a fucking blade there. Like,
Yeah, you're like Blader Man.
Whip.
No, that's not what I'm saying. It just looks like it's coming out the side of his arm.
yeah,
Like,
no,
like the
but
way
that's,
he can grab him like that, that doesn't seem very productive for blades.
Seems more practical.
Predactical.
Seems more practical to me.
Yeah, dude, I don't know how I feel about that. I'm not even a big Assassin's Creed fan, but that's whatever.
You
We haven't
hate
seen the movie.
Assassin's Creed,
We haven't seen the
please.
movie. We haven't seen the
Yeah,
movie.
when the movie comes out, then I'll piss and moan about his blades and where they're at.
No, I rip on Assassin's Creed because I don't like the game, and then when they keep putting out shitty games like Unity, then that gives me more
See,
fuel to
that's-
the fire
that's
to
the next
complain about
thing.
Assassin's Creed.
Unity is not that bad.
They fixed it.
It
Like,
wasn't that bad on launch.
No, it was that bad on launch. People
on
have
PC, there was like missing textures and like some
people
falling
have
through
still
the map.
no. First of all, there are still bugs. There are still bugs like however long after launch. Like it's dude that
I never experienced one after the final patch.
I've seen it. I've seen people complaining about it, and I've seen them post videos about it. Like, it's out there. People are still having issues. But
But is that PC or console?
PC.
There you go.
It should not be an excuse. Like, if you're
No,
putting it
not
out
at
for
all.
everything, it
It's
should
going to be
working.
when it's a port.
If you can't do it for PC, don't put it out for PC.
Truth.
Sorry, like, don't.
No, I'm just saying, like they focus more on the console versions just because that's where the majority of people play them. And
Fair.
that's
Don't put it out for
stupid,
PC. For the number of fucking companies that are complaining about piracy, like ruining their sales on PC, being like 90% of, or like they're losing 90% of their revenue from pirating. It's like, why are you putting it out for PC if you're not putting out a good product? That makes me want to pirate games more. It's like you're part of the problem because like I don't respect your product that you're putting out, and I don't think the next time you put out a game I will buy it. I might pirate it because it will be free and I'll get to check it out. And then, which by the way, I've never pirated a game. I just use this argument because that's topical and people are concerned about piracy. And I'm not saying that again. Another side note, I'm not saying that to be a white knight. It's just I'm actually just too lazy to pirate games. They're a little more complicated than programs.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it depends.
I just buy games and I don't play games that I don't want to play or don't want to pay for. I literally just don't play them, which is an option, by the way, pirates. But the point is, it's like if you keep like putting out shit games, I'm just gonna stop buying them. And from the pirate's perspective, I'll just pirate it next time instead of paying for it, and then I won't have spent my money on a shit game that I found out was shit because I pirated it for free and then realized that I didn't want to buy it after all.
Well, this is also why I like having consoles, because for most AAA games, they're just ports. They're not made for PC. I'd rather buy it on the console and have a good experience with it.
I'd rather not play on a damn controller.
It depends on the game. I'm playing this on a controller right now.
Pro Home is very necessary for a controller.
Far better on controller. There's certain
most
games,
platformers but
Rocket League, way better on controller.
Hey, I played Rocket League for the first time.
Oh, did you?
Thought you guys would be proud of me.
I am proud of you. That game is so good. That's one of the best games that's come out in the last like 5 years, honestly. Kudos to those guys who made it, because wow, Rocket League is the best. But yeah, I mean, there's certain games. It's movement-based games you need a controller for, but aiming-based games you need mouse and keyboard. Like FPS,
I agree with that.
You're an absolute moron if you're not using. And I'm sorry I'm offending everybody, but you're an absolute moron if you're not using mouse and keyboard for a shooter. Like if you haven't tried it,
is on top of scoreboard with mouse and keyboard as a controller user.
Yeah, no, please.
I think that doesn't happen very often.
Really?
Yeah. Yes, I will challenge you to FPS games and play on mouse and keyboard and wreck you 9 times out of 10.
FPS games and fucking played it. And we were both on the top of the scoreboard.
What FPS games have we played together?
Legit, Hawken, Insurgency.
Okay, Insurgency. I don't know.
To be fair, I haven't played much of Insurgency.
Hawken is, I don't know. That's tough to say. It's like a shooter type game that would demand mouse and keyboard. Yeah, no, we guys
play Battlefield together?
We haven't played much together.
I don't have Battlefield on the computer. Fuck that. That game's ass.
Dude,
I agree, but it's just obvious that you are at a disadvantage.
With a fucking controller, and you will get owned. You will get absolutely owned. And if you translate, if they were to make crossplay like Rocket League is with PS4 and PC, if you crossplayed games, fucking computer players would win every single time.
Yeah.
Obvious exaggeration and hyperbole. They would win every single time because mouse and keyboard is definitively the superior format for first-person shooters.
But I want to see a study of it with not professional players. I want to see it with just average players, and then I will fucking believe it.
Yeah, dude, I used to be of that argument when I was playing with a controller, when I was playing Call of Duty, and my friend was, and Battlefield, and he was like, you gotta play mouse and keyboard on PC, like, you really have to do it, like, it's way better for shooters. And I was like, okay, whatever, man, like, I'm really good with the controller. And I finally started playing shooters with mouse and keyboard, and I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck was I doing?
Yeah,
it's just,
Zach, we've played Halo.
Dude, it's about the... you can get into really technical detail about this, but it's about the fucking like the pixel perfect. I don't know what other word to use right now. It's like I'm slipping on terms, but like because I'm a musician, I'm gonna use this. The intonation of your fucking like the mouse hitting certain pixels that you can map to each of your 1920 by 1080 pixels, you know, and where a controller is only aggregating that, where you can only sort of guess at the position that you want to be at, but a mouse, you can exactly nail that pixel that you're looking at, that you want to be shooting at. That's what's important about mouse and keyboard versus controller for shooters. I'm explaining that very poorly because I don't know the technical terms.
But that's also just a technical explanation of it. That's not like a skill.
But that technical explanation is the reason that it's better no matter what.
Anybody that can just hit that pixel? Like there is nobody that's going to see a pixel.
Professional players, yes. Yes.
It's a lot easier to click on someone's head than it is to move a stick over and around and up and down and over and around and try to get it on someone's head.
Exactly.
I do it all the time.
And it's that controllers are not as precise by nature. By physical nature, controllers cannot possibly be as precise as a mouse.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll take that, but I mean, it doesn't matter if
that's the reason.
Okay, so take you and your controller-wielding prowess out of this, Alch.
Yeah.
What would be better?
I use both.
But what is better for a first-person shooter overall in general?
For me, it's a controller.
I'm saying take you and your controller-wielding prowess out of this.
Look, everyone's comfortable with their own way of playing a game.
It really depends on the game.
Carl's right. It depends on person to person, and it's just this argument gets to like, well, at a certain level, one must be better than the other because that's just the way the world works. One thing is always better than another thing.
Mm-hmm.
Objectively, even if it's impossible to describe that thing. Like, there's a reason that I'll bring this up again because I'm a musician, there's a reason certain guitarists can be objectively better than other guitarists, and it's really hard to prove, but like, you know, if one person is better than another, then somebody must be the best, right? Because there's a way to quantify that Jimi Hendrix was better than my friend Steve, who's been playing for 2 years, right? There's a way to quantify that there's a level difference between those two people. So at the very top level, even though it's incredibly or like most likely impossible to perceive, there is a difference. And so I think where it comes back to controller versus mouse and keyboard, I think there is a very imperceptible difference between the best person on controller and the best person on mouse and keyboard. But I will say, subjectively, I honestly think mouse and keyboard. There's
just too many in-betweens.
When it comes down to on a person-per-person basis, then yeah, it's going to be what you're more comfortable with. When it comes to overall, the person's skill cap, they're going to be the best they can be if they're playing on a mouse and keyboard rather than a controller.
But that's depending on the person.
Okay.
That's not always the case.
It depends on the amount of practice a person has put into that certain instrument. But the thought is that 10,000 hours, you know, that certain mastery of a thing, that 10,000 hours on a mouse and keyboard will make you better at that game than 10,000 hours on a controller.
Truth.
That's the argument.
I'll have to agree with you on that.
And the 10,000 hours, you'll still be shit with a Valve controller.
Oh yeah, you can play the Steam controller. All right, I want to hear about this because I pre-ordered a Steam controller.
So like, I really want to be
talk shit about it because my money's gone. So like, you say whatever you want.
Well, okay, so like, you know, I only played it for like a half an hour or so, and like, I really want to be like pro. Because Valve doesn't make shit products, right? So I don't want to be the guy that sits here, and says,
debatable.
Based Gaben.
Keep talking.
And I don't want to be the guy that sits here and just rags on this thing that's going to be the next best thing ever. And I want to give it a shot, but gosh, it's so difficult. So I was playing the pre-sequel, which I have over 200 hours in on both controller and mouse and keyboard, and I feel like I'm pretty well. I know how to play the game. I couldn't walk and shoot with this damn controller. Like, I couldn't move and then pull the trigger. Like, it's super awkward. The whole controller's awkward. The touch things are awkward. The triggers on the back are awkward. I don't know.
Do you think it's a thing you could get used to? That it's going to make a difference if you keep playing it for a while? Like, maybe you'll just get the feel for it. Because throughout your life, you've played with different controllers, right? And each one of them took a little bit of learning. So do you think it's that? Because it's been a long time since the last controller, so you might forget that feeling. Like, I honestly do. I don't remember what it's like to play a new
Here's another thing.
You'll notice this. Go ahead.
Do you have, like, the issue, like, where you can't read PlayStation buttons and you've always used an Xbox controller?
No, I've had pretty much every console that's came out except anything Sega. So
But, I
I've
mean, you don't ever forget what's what.
That's fair, except Sega had the weirdest controllers, despite
Yeah.
Nintendo,
Yeah.
So, I mean,
No,
so I can't speak.
Sega had the best controller for the games because there was a lot of beat 'em ups.
no,
and a lot of
but
fighting.
I meant weirdest as in most different from everyone else.
They had a
Well, you
fucking
have-
6-button controller for fighting games.
Oh,
It was
so
fucking
good.
awesome.
Oh God.
Well,
yes.
you have N64's
Genesis
three-pronged. You have N64's three-pronged dildo.
See,
to
that was
compare
weird,
to.
but that still
So,
had the
I mean-
2 buttons plus 4 buttons.
I mean,
So I
eh.
had no problem playing on a 64 controller, a GameCube controller, a PlayStation controller, an Xbox controller. I can put those in my hand and feel comfortable playing those. You put this thing in your hand and you feel like a tard. Like you just feel awful. The buttons on the back are 2 tiered, so it's like you press halfway down and then full way down, and all the while there's the paddles on the back too, so you don't want to press too hard on those either. And then you have the touchpad, so you can't press too hard on the front. So like you're trying to hold this thing while not pressing too hard on any of the buttons.
It has a pressure sensitive touchpad?
The
Yeah, it
touchpad
does.
also clicks.
The D-pad.
Oh, that's
The D-pad is the
Nothing.
touchpad.
that I'm used to that. That's
No, both of the D-pads are touchpads and they both click.
Aha.
And then you have the one stick on the
forgot
left
the-
side and then the buttons on the right
the
side.
right side joystick is a touchpad, right? That's how it is.
There's no right side.
well,
Oh yeah.
quote unquote joystick. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
thinking
but-
I'm holding an Xbox controller right now, so that's what I'm equating it to because it looks the most like an Xbox controller.
And then the left side D-pad, I guess, would be a touchpad as well. There's 2 touchpads either way, one on each side. And it's, I don't know, like when you get this thing and it shows up in your doorstep and you play with it for a while and you're like, okay, well maybe you can get good at this thing. You're going to get frustrated as hell. And hopefully you stick with it and you find out that it's the greatest thing ever because I couldn't.
Ooh.
It was that bad.
I don't know about Valve hardware.
Shutters.
Remember the Steam machines?
I like the
Those
Steam machine.
didn't turn out well.
Ooh, but I got a Steam link. Stop saying these things. I pre-ordered all of this.
Well,
Game
Steam
it took
Link-
all my money.
The Steam Link's completely different though. Like,
Based gaming.
that is, I just mean like a peripheral, not like a streaming box thing.
Yeah.
I like the Steam machine. Like, if any of my friends wanted to get into PC gaming but didn't want to deal with a PC, I would say get the damn Steam machine. It's awesome.
Get the damn Steam machine already.
Shout out to Strong Bad.
All right.
Yeah, they're just not worthwhile
Hey, kids.
purchases. Like
Gonna check my
they're
email.
meant to be marketed as consoles, but they just don't have the lifespan.
I don't know.
If
I
they're
would-
marketing them towards console players, and console players don't know how to upgrade a computer.
So if I was going to
Nope.
wipe everything I had and get rid of my PC, get rid of my consoles, everything, and I had $300 or $400, I'd buy a Steam machine over a console.
All right, that's high praise.
Okay.
That's interesting. Wait, what does the Steam machine offer?
Nothing.
Steam.
Basically playing
It's a
on
box that has
Steam
Steam
and
OS
SteamOS.
on it.
Okay, yeah, so it's a console that offers you the Steam,
Yes, exactly.
basically Steam powered. It offers you the Steam powered app.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. and
Um,
it's real easy. The interface is real easy to manipulate. It
Wow.
like you don't have to know about computers to
That's
play
really
with it.
picture
funny.
mode.
because like 5 years ago that would have been the worst idea ever because that already like exists as consoles. Like it's hard to describe what I'm thinking right now, but also like now it works because the way consoles have been going, where it's all this like interface, fucking all these apps
Yeah.
you can get on your consoles, like you can listen to music and watch TV and all these things, blah blah blah. It's like 5 years ago, like just having Steam powered on your console would have been like, well, the fuck do I need this? It's like whatever, I can go buy physical games and like suck my
Right.
dick. But now it's like, oh hey, this is a thing that lets me buy games. It's like, oh, all right, like I'll do that, and it gives me a bigger selection of games to buy than any other console ever.
Yeah.
Because Steam has more exclusives than any system ever created, I think.
Yep.
combined.
But the thing is,
That might
I'm
just be
pretty
PC.
sure
That might not be Steam.
The only Steam machine that they're selling is the Alienware one, I believe. And that one is just not good.
It worked just fine. I loved playing on it.
What else did you do at PAX, by the way?
So all Saturday I just watched the Heroes of the Storm semifinals and finals, and then Sunday I went all around PAX trying to figure out where everything is, and I never did sit at a panel. Like, trying to find a panel in this thing is like harder than shit. I don't understand where you. So like when you guys are watching PAX at home, it's nothing like that for me. If that makes sense.
Oh, well, I'm sure, yeah, because you just get brought to action all the time.
Yeah, but like I feel like you learn so much more about what's going on at PAX if you're watching it on Twitch rather than if you're there. Because when you're there, you're pretty much lost half the time.
I have the same thing about going to baseball games, actually. It's really funny. I completely feel that I am lost as shit at baseball games because I'm just looking around the stadium and it's just like, I forgot there's like actually a game happening right now, but
I want to go explore.
Watching on TV, it's like, oh yeah, I'm like paying attention to the game, like this team, it's like, oh, this count right now, and like all this important shit's happening at the game. I'm like, oh look, there's that guy looks funny over there. Oh look, there's like food and beer smells and all this kind of shit. Like I want everything right now. I'm looking all around, like, oh shit, a ball just got hit. Oh god.
Experience.
I agree with you, Zach. As I sit here watching the Yankee game.
Yeah.
But okay, so like, and then so on Sunday I went around looking at different things, and I played a couple games, and I forgot which ones on Sunday. But then on Monday I really knew by then what I wanted to do, where I wanted to go, and all that. And so like I played For Honor, I played Battleborn, I played a couple indie games and some like.
Did you play Butt Sniffing Pugs?
I didn't play Butt Sniffing Pugs.
I'm mad at you.
I heard about that.
but Battleborn was probably the best game that I played and the best game that I saw there.
Which one's Battleborn?
The 2K or Gearbox and 2K, their arena shooter.
Oh, what is it? I don't remember which one's Battleborn and which one's Battlecry.
Okay, so Battleborn is the one that's like cartoony, almost looks like Borderlands in a sense.
Battleborn is Splatoon.
I didn't play Splatoon.
I'm literally talking about my ass. I have no idea.
Anyway,
for the record.
Battleborn was so much fun. Like I can't wait for that game to come out. And For Honor was
that one's that.
Yeah, and For Honor was excellent as well. That game,
I can't wait for that game to come out.
It's really fun, but it's going to be really. It's okay. So the combat is a lot like Fight Night. If you guys ever played Fight Night, where it's the boxing one.
I know what you're talking about, but I never.
You just you have to counter hit.
Yeah, so you lean one way and you hit that way, and then you. You
mean like Wii boxing?
Yes. I don't know. Either way, that game was a lot of fun, and the way that it's set up, I played it in pre-alpha, and that game's gonna be so killer, dude. Like the game looked fully flushed as a pre-alpha demo. Like I would buy that demo. That's how much fun it was.
It's the one that they showed at E3.
Yeah, but I played it, so it's better. So shut up.
It's the same.
He's got a point. He's got a point.
Either way, that game was a lot of fun, and I played a few other like smaller games. The bad part about PAX is there's so many people. So like For Honor, it was a 2-hour wait.
Oh
and
God!
And that was short. There was a lot of games that had like a 4-hour wait.
And
how long did you play for? Yeah.
What's that?
How long did you get to play for?
I played Battleborn for 20 or 25 minutes and For Honor for 20. For Honor, you play an entire match, and then Battleborn, you play like one level, like a full raid.
Did you feel like you got like a good feel of the game in just those 20 minutes?
I would like to play For Honor. See, the cool thing about For Honor is they put you through the tutorial first. That's how the demo's set up, and then you play like an actual match against people. And that was nice because you do kind of get the feel of everything that's involved in the game. I felt like both games I kind of got an idea of what how the game plays.
Okay.
I'll be buying both of them. So if that makes any more sense.
You heard it here first. Davis is buying both of these games.
I thought Battleborn was free to play.
No, Battleborn Overwatch is free to play. Battleborn is.
I could have swore Battleborn was free to play too.
I don't know. If it is, I'll be playing it. That game's gonna be so much fun. I really wanted to play Gigantic.
We should make a video of our first time playing
Gigantic. The issue I have with Gigantic is not going to be on the other Windows platforms. It's just Windows 10. But I have an Xbox One, so I kind of don't care. I can play it.
Well,
I'm so popular and cool, so it doesn't matter for me.
my Xbox One has really been doing me well lately because I've watched a lot of Blu-ray movies. So that's been nice, and then I haven't played a game on it since Destiny 2 years ago.
It would have been a year ago.
Either way, I don't play on that thing at all.
That's funny. You could have just bought a Blu-ray player and saved yourself some money.
I think about that every day of my life.
What he did, he traded in he traded in his 360 and none of his 360 games. Because he thought the Xbox One was backwards compatible.
No, I traded in all my 360 games.
Rip.
No.
More.
No, you didn't.
Oh, you were there?
Yeah, I said that to you, and you were like, oh shit.
No, I thought the pre-sequel was coming out for Xbox One, and it wasn't. I didn't say that I didn't trade in all my games, because I traded in everything. Everything I had that was video game related, I traded in.
I am going to pull up Twitter, and you will eat your words.
Okay.
I heard that's not healthy for you.
It is, they're full of those fucking calories, okay?
But calories.
Yeah, that's what calories are all about, dude.
It's what plants crave.
No, that's electrolytes.
Plants?
Yeah. What plants crave.
I thought that was sunlight.
You need to watch that. You need to watch that
Those
movie, David.
electrolytes.
Anyway. With all the faults at PAX, I will be going again next year. I had a blast.
Yay.
That seems like such a waste of money to go there.
You know what? I don't say that anything you do is a waste of money, Al.
Because I don't do anything. Because I'm broke.
Get a job.
Yeah.
I tried.
Try hard.
I do.
Try harder.
Did.
Dude, there was some gnarly cosplays. Like, legit
it's PAX.
cosplays. Ugh. Great times.
How drunk
Great
did you
times. I got lit.
get?
Yeah, I got extremely lit.
Who did you hang out with at PAX?
Me and my good buddy went up there, and then we kind of just got drunk and did a bunch of stuff, and then we watched like the Smash tournament, and that was a blast. We watched obviously the Heroes of the Storm tournament, and it was just a load of fun. I can't wait for next year.
Sounds like fun.
Did you meet anybody?
So like a lot of the guys I talked to, the pro players with Heroes of the Storm, I got to meet almost all of them, and that was cool talking to them. I sat next to Trihex, and he sat next to me, and I didn't want to say anything to him because I don't know anything about speedrunning, so I was like, okay.
That's too bad.
I still should have said something to him.
Yeah, you should have just said like, "Hey, what's
you should have got a
up? I know
picture
who
with
you
him.
are."
What's up? I know you.
Could have got a picture with him.
You could have got us Twitch famous.
That's true,
No.
too.
You could have sold us out, man. We could have been selling posters and having real talks.
Yeah, well, I want him to be like,
Help
hey,
out.
you're David
With
from
me,
Blue
oh,
Screen
yeah.
Boys. I'll be like,
Help
fuck
out.
yeah.
With
We're
me
not
too,
there yet.
guys.
He could have been
Correct.
like,
Yeah.
Here's my friends in Blue Screen Boys. Just go watch their videos. Just do it. They're funny.
Yeah,
But then you fucking blew it.
You could have fucking mentioned our podcast and been like, "Yo, dude, check this shit out. We're hilarious."
Well, next year,
we will mention
maybe
you.
if
You can come on as a guest person, and we would have 5,000 viewers for this. And
Okay, I get it. Next year, I'll have
Why am I the only
business
one fucking
cards
trying
with
to
Blue
do
Screen
anything?
Boys. I'll have the whole works. But this year, I
What about AGD?
wasn't about to tell Trihex about our podcast.
Aren't we all going to AGDQ? Or are we all trying to?
Fuck that.
Get
Just
a
let
job.
me know which
Get
one.
money.
That has nothing to do with the job. That has to
Wait.
do with, I don't want to go to that event.
Eh.
fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
AGDQ 2 years ago would have been real cool to be at, but now we're getting to the point where it's like a bunch of people who aren't involved with speedrunning are going just because, and that sounds really lame to me.
I'd still
I'm
go,
not involved with
just to
speedrunning.
experience it.
Yeah, but what are you going to
I
experience?
feel like it's too late to experience anything legitimate there.
I don't think so.
You get to experience Doctors Without Borders fucking control.
Doctors Without Borderland.
But we need to start wrapping up soon, so let's blow through some of these other topics.
Low.
Assassin's Creed Syndicate PC launch is almost a month after the console launches, which that's fucking fine.
It could be a
fucking
half
fine.
a year after.
Fucking fine.
It is. It's fine. Do you want another fucking Unity to complain about? No, you don't.
No.
So shut
I
your
want
mouth.
the game to come out on PC fully
Well,
fledged.
yeah, I
I
do.
don't want a piece of shit.
I want my point to be continually proven
Well-
about how bad Assassin's Creed games are. But...
You want to be super smart all the time.
Unity was the first one that came out that had a really real problem.
Yeah. To be fair,
The other
yes.
ones didn't really have a problem. At least to my knowledge. I've only played Assassin's
Nah,
Creed 1
I-
on PC.
I'm pretty sure Unity is the only one that came out that was like a piece of shit. The
But
rest
that's
of
coming
them,
out.
I just personally didn't. I don't like Assassin's Creed games. They're just boring
Yeah.
to me.
But the console release is October 23rd, PC is November 19th, which that's fine. If they're polishing at the actual PC version and not a port, that's
Polishing
fine.
a turd.
Yeah, polish this
Ah.
shit.
So that's that, and then just to top it off, the Deus Ex stuff. Oh,
I don't know about the
is-
stuff, but that game looks so freaking beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Click the link, David.
I don't know about the stuff.
They're doing a very scummy thing, and that ain't good.
I'll show you scum.
Ew.
I see scum all the time, dude.
Do you?
Yeah, but
Sometimes
sometimes
you
you
Clean
don't.
your fucking keyboard, man.
Who said it
your-
was on my keyboard?
Ew, it's on your
I
dick
did,
then.
I
remember?
did because you spend 90% of your time on your keyboard, so I just
No, I
assumed.
don't.
You should clean your. If it's on your dick, you should
What
get
are you
that checked
talking
out.
about? I spend 90% of my time on a keyboard.
To each his own.
Wait, what's the scummy part about this?
It's tiered pre-orders. It's nobody gets the exclusive stuff unless they get a certain number of pre-orders. Which I'm okay with pre-orders. I don't give a shit anymore. Like they'll do it anyway. Like you're gonna
Do you
spend your
have-
money, you're gonna spend your money.
Do you have to pay more for the game or something?
No, it's just there's like exclusive missions and stuff that they're promising before launch. That's going to be a pre-order bonus.
There's game content that they're locking other people out of unless they pay early and no one else will get it.
Yeah,
Is the point.
that's the issue.
Yeah. That
I would love to make a product and have people pay for it before it comes out, period. So them trying to get more people to do that, I don't think that's that bad. If the game's the game,
But
like,
it's not them trying to do that. It's just like if they there's also like no value to what the pre-orders are. Like it's not this many people have to pre-order it for it to be unlocked. It's whatever they decide.
the
like, if it doesn't hit
prosumer
it-
argument of that is that like you shouldn't have to spend more money to get extra content. It's like if you spend $60 on a game, you should get the things that come with the game, and if there's extra stuff they could have put in when you spent that $60, they should have.
I don't know. I look at it
I
like
have
the
no
game's
problem
gonna come out,
with
and if you feel like you got $60 worth of the game, then they did a good job. If you feel like you got screwed because you didn't get 2 extra missions, then you can complain about it then.
Yeah, that's a thing. I'll keep mentioning them. Bruce from Funhouse brought up in their podcast that he was more than happy to spend $110 on Battlefield with the game and the premium edition because he played the game because he played the game for 3 years. And it's like, I played a game for 3 years. Absolutely, you deserve $110 of my money. Like that's, and I agree with him. Like, yeah, dude, that's a long time to be playing a game. Like, holy shit, you'd like you paid $60 for a game you played 3 years. That's incredible. Like,
Yeah.
that's mind blowing. That value is incredible. It's weird.
I mean, it's just like
We as
MMOs.
gamers
like,
are
everybody
undervaluing games right now.
like,
It's a problem.
MMO players pay at least $40-$50 a year for an expansion for some games.
Yeah.
Which that is totally fine. I have no issue with that.
Yeah, because MMO players are spending thousands of hours in that game. It's like,
I mean, just like me and Destiny.
it
Like,
deserves more than $50.
I will pay $40 for the new expansion, which I already did. But I will pay that because I've spent almost 1,000 hours on the game.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's well more than enough than I should have.
I'm about to hit 100 hours in Rocket League, and I feel like I should have given them more money than $20. Like,
Yeah.
because 100
I
hours
feel
in
that
the game
same way
is
too.
nuts.
You've put 100 hours into Rocket League already?
I have.
Jesus
Yes.
It's
Christ.
really not, it's not hard if that's the only game you play.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's the only game I've been playing.
Like me and Destiny. I've hit almost 1,000 hours and I've played nothing but Destiny for the past couple of weeks.
Damn.
Because I try to go and play Ori and the Blind fucking Forest, and every time I try, it crashes. Because it's a bitch.
Rip.
Fuck that.
GG.
Crashes on my
With,
goddamn Xbox.
With the Deus Ex
It's really
Human
solid.
Revolution,
What the-
with the Deus Ex Human Revolution, like, I felt that game is so awesome. But like, I'm playing it, I'm like 20 hours in, or 20, in a couple hours in, and I feel like I want, like, you don't want the game to end, but you're like, okay, I want to be rewarded with an ending. You know what I mean? Like, you've played enough
20
of
hours.
a story game. Yeah.
I got that way
And-
with Zelda a couple times. I
well,
remember
that's-
getting there with Twilight Princess, where I'd had 30 hours in the game and it wasn't done yet, and I was like, ugh, like, I really kind of just want this to end now. Like,
But
Yeah.
with Deus Ex, that's an open world game, though. That's not.
I feel like that can only happen with open world games. To be fair.
Yeah, it's a sandbox. It's not
Yeah.
really. it's
But
not
like,
a
that's what I'm saying
linear
with this.
game.
I'm too addicted
With this,
to
that
kind
one
of thing,
extra
so-
mission or whatever isn't gonna make or break what you think about the game anyway. So
But
for
there's
them wanting
also-
more people to pre-order, that's not a bad deal.
But they want more people to pre-order, but they give no statistics. Like, they have no amount of pre-orders. Plus, it's not like they're not taking numbers from, like, GameStops or console sales. They're just, you have to put it in yourself that you pre-order.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Which is
just
also
put it in
a
yourself.
dumb idea.
Put it in
Yeah,
yourself.
Just put it in.
Just put
Yeah,
it in yourself.
put it in.
Just slam it in there. Just all
With
of
game-
the tip.
I don't know about you guys, but with games like this, like story-driven games that aren't multiplayer or anything like that, I won't be buying on release simply because, like, in less than a year, this game's going to be on sale for at least half.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then there's also games that just push that out, and then you don't get to experience what you wanted to experience. I mean, it'll be on sale, maybe, but you never know.
I don't know. There's that whole thing with story-driven games and YouTube and cannibalization of sales and all that kind of stuff, where it's, I don't know. There's certain things where, I mean, I won't have known about a game unless I'd seen it on a stream or a YouTube channel, and then all of a sudden it's like I see that and I'm like, oh man, like I really want it, but there's different levels of like, I really want it now and need to play it now, and I will spend whatever amount of money that it takes. And then there's also wow, I really want to play that game at some point, and oh, it's $60. Like, I can wait until December when there's a Steam sale, and
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'd spend.
I mean, that's what I was
half
saying
that.
earlier with pre-orders. Like, people don't see it as like, if I want the game, I'm going to pay for the game regardless at launch.
Yeah.
Like, just pre-ordering it used to just mean guaranteeing you a copy. Like, now for me, pre-ordering means I get to preload it, and then I get to play it quicker.
Yeah.
And people don't realize that, and they're just like, pre-orders are bad just because you're giving companies money before you get a product.
It's
which,
not.
I mean,
I don't
it's
see
not
that.
pre-orders. It's the whole Kickstarter thing of
Of
pre-funding a game, not pre-ordering, where, you know, it works the same that, yeah, if you pre-fund a game, you will get the game on launch, but you're not even guaranteed to get that game at all because it might not even come out. That's a whole different thing.
Like, that's a lot of things that people have it with pre-ordering too. It's not just pre-funding. Like people like Total Biscuit. Like I like what he says, but I don't agree with him all the time. There's some people that just follow him mindlessly.
Yeah. He's a very smart dude, and I feel like a lot of times he's backed himself into such a corner that he has to play devil's advocate a lot, and I don't know that he agrees with everything he says, but he makes good points at least.
Yeah, I mean, he does make points. It's just I don't agree with them all.
Yeah.
Like the whole pre-ordering thing. Like he's super against pre-ordering, and it's just like I just don't care at this point.
There's a part that there's a level. I mean, there are very, very solid examples of why you should not be pre-ordering games. Why you have to force companies to make the product well first and prove that they deserve your money.
But it's the major problem that people have is the pre-order bonuses. Whereas I don't care if I get a pre-order bonus. I could give a shit less. If I want the game, I'm going to pay for it. And I'm sure there's plenty of people that are like that.
Yeah.
Not everybody pre-orders for the pre-order bonus. Like they just want the game.
Yeah.
The problem is having a pre-order bonus that is significant extra game content. That is not terrible. Otherwise available. Like, yeah, that's complete bullshit.
I can see that side too, but like, okay, so if I was a game developer and like I'm allowing all my shit to be on YouTube, like a lot of times I feel bad because I am, I don't want to play the game, but I'm interested in it, or I don't want to pay for it, but I'm interested in it. I'll watch an entire Let's Play of a game that I didn't pay for, and that's not fair, is it?
Well, that gets into really
entirely different thing.
That gets into really interesting copyright arguments. Which I think it should be fair that you're able to do that, because you probably without that you probably wouldn't have known anything about the game at all, and it wouldn't have made your life any different.
Again, they state that like that is free advertisement.
Yeah,
in a sense, too. But I feel like more than advertisement. With smaller games, sure, there's, you don't have much advertisement, and that's your best way. Like Rocket League, that's a great example.
You can see a game that looks fun, that you didn't think you'd want to play, and you play it, or you watch somebody else play it, and you're just like, damn, that looks really fun to play, I want to buy it now.
To David's argument,
that happens a lot.
To David's argument, here's the thing, and it's also the perfect counterexample to itself, is Until Dawn. Where that's a game,
has hundreds of choices.
I would never have heard of prior to
Fair
Achievement Hunter putting out the video for it. But
I heard it elsewhere. But
yeah, that said, now that I have heard of it, I am watching a story-based game. So the main everything behind the game is being spoiled to me, and that gives quote unquote no incentive to play it.
Right.
With this game, it's different. Alch, like you said, there's hundreds of different things. There's hundreds of different ways to go about the story. So that's where the counter comes in, that you can make a game like that. But it's, with a story-based game, say Tales of the Borderlands, where it's just like, if I watched, and I did watch you play that, right, David? You were playing that on stream? Yep. Yeah, I watched you play that, where it's like, well, I don't really need to see this now. Like, I don't need to buy it because, like, I watched it. It's like, why would I need to buy it?
But that also has different choices. Like, that's kind of a bad example.
With that game, the end is the same. You progress pretty much the same way.
I'm not so sure about that.
The way Funhouse brought it up is, like, if you're putting out a game like that, especially a game that doesn't have as many choices as Tales of the Borderlands or Until Dawn, it's like, if you're putting out a game like that in this day and era where YouTube exists, you're making the wrong game, like, because it's just out there, and as of now there hasn't been any court decision that says playing video games is ostensibly copyright protected, like, by the company, and you shouldn't be allowed to do it. Although Nintendo's getting away with it right now, it's hard to argue against as much as it is hard to argue for. So it's kind of that weird thing where it's just, video game companies should just be very heavily aware of that. And unless you want to watch hundreds of hours of video, for every single possible ending of Until Dawn, you could just buy the game and play it yourself and make your own decisions and see how it plays out.
Yeah. And well, with a game like that, like even if you grabbed the game yourself and played through it, you're probably just gonna play through it once, and your decisions are what your decisions are. Like, you know, unless
I don't know
unless you're a weirdo.
That would be me. That would be me. I would play through it once and be like, all right, well, I don't feel like going through this again. Like, that's my story, and that's how Until Dawn was written.
And yeah, and then my next thing would be
do it a lot. Like, I wouldn't get every possible ending, but I'd play it maybe 3 or 4 times. Just remembering major decisions and just getting rid of those.
Right.
That'd be interesting to see. Because you
that's where I think with pre-ordering
with 0, or you can begin with 8 people and end with 0 people, and any number in between.
Yeah. And any permutation of those numbers, and yeah.
That's
pretty
at
awesome.
least that's at least 64 endings just through that.
Yeah, about.
But what I'm saying is, like, if you have a pre-order, and there's, you know, like,
I just mean just character-wise.
Yeah.
It's like just the 8 characters, not every little decision in between 2. With that, there's lots.
Yeah.
But we should wrap up.
We can we can continue that thought on another podcast, because that's a good discussion.
Yeah, we went over about 15 minutes, so
yeah.
Okay, well, I got something eating at me real quick. I'm just gonna throw it in there. What we started with the pre-ordering that's why I'm not so against pre-ordering, because, like, you know, that there's going to be a certain amount of people that are going to watch this and not, you know, buy the game because they just watch it instead, right? And if those people know about the pre-order anyway, there's no reason not to let them pre-order it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that locks in a purchase for you. They're getting the same enjoyment, if not more, by playing it anyway, which they wouldn't have if they would have watched it first and been like, okay, well, I feel like I got all of it out of it. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. I mean, that's not so much the point as the pre-order exclusives that lock you out of game content if you aren't a pre-order person.
Oh yeah, we had that argument like
next week,
podcast 2, didn't we?
Yeah, we'll continue that, but it's the offering of extra game content where you could have spent $60 on a game and gotten 100% of the content, whereas, you know, you pre-ordered, spent $80, got 100% of the content, and someone who spent $60 on it got 90% of the content, or whatever, you know, arbitrary numbers. But it's just that thing. You shouldn't lock people out of game content that is, like, specific to the gameplay that adds to the value of the game.
Yep.
But yeah, that's this has been OMGodcast 14. Felt like this was a good one.
Time to make like a fetus and get out of this bitch.
Yeah, time to get aborted.
I guess.
Yep.
That's fair.
Basically.
Yeah, so thank you for listening and watching and enjoying.
If you made it this far, thank you.
Yeah, seriously.
You may be dumber, but
it's incredibly impressive.
You know,
if you're somebody who's not one of us who has watched every one of these podcasts,
thank you.
I'll sex
thank you.
Oh yeah,
so
thank
much.
you. No, yeah.
You are a
We should
hero.
probably pay you.
No.
You know what?
That might happen.
If
you get 1 cent.
If you are watching this right now and you are not a member of the OMGodcast and you hear me saying this, I will buy you a video game right now. Any video game of your choice. There you go. So this has been the OMGodcast 14.
Time to switch
thanks
to
for
the alt
joining.
account.
Blue screen boys.
Boys.
Bye.
Bye.